All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to National Gallery Singapore and welcome to Resonates With. For those of you that don't know, Resonates With is our monthly music program that invites musicians to respond to the works and themes of the gallery's exhibitions. And it usually takes place right here in the Padang Atrium on the last Saturday of every month. So today we are really excited and delighted to have the Y Quartet to perform for you, and they're going to present a series of original compositions inspired by selected artworks from the exhibition The Tailors and the Mannequins, Chen and Khin, which is currently showing at Dalam Southeast Asia, located at level 3 of the former Supreme Court wing over on your left side. Before we begin the performance, please allow me to brief everyone on some safety management measures so that we can all enjoy the performance in a safe and comfortable setting. Number 1, please remain seated for the duration of the performance. If you wish to leave this space for any reason, kindly exit from the bottom here on your right, and please be aware that re-entry might not be possible. Number 2, please maintain a meter distance between each group. Number 3, no food and drinks are allowed in this space. If you wish to have a sip of water, please remember to put your mask back on immediately. And lastly, at the end of the performance, please refrain from coming down to interact with the performers and kindly exit again from your right here in the bottom in an orderly manner. Thank you for your kind attention. I'm going to pass the time over to Kailin. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the National Gallery. We are the Y Quartet. We're really happy to be here. The last time we played here was, I don't know how long ago, probably at least 3 years ago. So we're really happy to be back, and we're really happy for the fact that live music is starting to happen again all around our community. So thank you for joining us. As Nathaniel introduced, we are going to, the selection of works that we are playing this afternoon were selected and inspired by the artwork of Chen and also Khin. So specifically, we're going to start off with a piece called Feng Shou, which means harvest. And we've paired it with Cheng's Market 1980. This one right here, yeah. So I think conveniently or inconveniently, actually, the selection process was actually kind of difficult for us to find the fitting music, because a lot of the music that I wrote centers around people, centers around culture, centers around people having a good time, people getting along. So what's a better place than a marketplace where this happens, where people coexist, where people get on with their daily lives and enjoying life, going through daily dance of this daily happenstance. So we're gonna kick off with this piece called Feng Shou. Hope you like it. much. How about David Lok on the violin? Please give it up. So that was Feng Shou, and let's talk a little bit about the Y Quartet. Y Quartet. This is the Y Quartet. On the appearance, it looks like we are like just a typical classical string quartet, right? 2 violins, viola, and cello. But we typically stay away from the classical repertoire and prefer to dabble in other kinds of music. So all other non-classical music, right? Basically is what we do. And a lot of our stuff is based on also our exploration of folk music, folk elements as well. Because I personally feel that the human element is super important. So that's why a lot of what we do is centered around people, celebrating humanity, and also building a bridge between us and you, right? Because there's no distance, we are one. Especially looking at the current world situation with the war happening in Europe, you know. I think as artists, as people, I think we really need to do our part to make love, not war, for lack of a better word, right? So let's continue with our programming. So the next piece we're gonna do is complementing this painting by Khin. I don't know how much you guys can see. You have pamphlets, right? You have pamphlets as well. Okay, yeah. So this has a sort of like a seafaring theme to it. So we've selected this piece called Zapin Pulau that has kind of a Pulau flavor, island flavor to it. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So that was a piece by called Zapin Pulau. Hope you guys didn't get too seasick on that one. It's a nice little lilty little number, and I like to play it, and I like to not stop playing it. So that piece was actually written earlier, in the earlier part of this COVID season. I wrote it actually for a shadow puppet production that we did at my studio. We did a live stream of that. And this was one of the pieces that we wrote for the story, I think it was the swordfish story. Yeah. Excuse me. I think this is a really good time to also introduce the next member of our group. Please give it up for Mr. Tan Wen Bin on the cello. So to talk a little bit about the model of this ensemble, there is kind of a lot of role playing happening, right? There are people playing melodies, there are people playing harmony, there's people playing kind of a rhythmic role, and sometimes an often combination of all these different roles stuck in one. So that's what we do, which is why the sound that this ensemble makes is not your usual string quartet kind of a sound where things are much more clear, right? So there's a lot of the blurring of the lines, which is what we are also trying to see in terms of in a global scene. We're trying to blur the lines a little bit while still celebrating, the differences of the different backgrounds and the different colors. So the next piece, going back to our regular programming, we're going to feature another piece of artwork by Khin. This is called The Tailors and the Mannequins, right? And I have picked a song that I felt like most, when I look at this painting, there's a lot of, I don't know about you, but I see a lot of intimacy, a lot of like hands, building, sewing, making things with your hands. The touch, the sense of touch. So I felt like, touch is a kind of a outward manifestation of the feeling of love, right? So appropriately, I have picked out this next piece called Dondang Sayang, which is a traditional Malay song form. It's actually a love song, kind of a love song sung by a man and a woman based on Malay poetry. So I hope that as you guys are enjoying looking at the artwork, I hope the music would enhance that experience and perhaps inject a little feeling of love in your heart. Thank you. So that was Dondang Sayang, and complimenting the really beautiful human-centered painting of Khin. So we've come to the last song of our set. We've ran over a little bit, but it would be impolite for me to not introduce our other violinist. Please give it up. What's your name, huh? Rachel Wong. So today this is a first time for these two young musicians to join us today because the Y Quartet had to go through a restructuring because of the COVID
Layoffs.
layoffs. No, it's not because of budget cut, but because that's the nature of our ensemble, is that we create a platform for young string players, young musicians to join oldies like me, to play music that they enjoy, that we enjoy together. So without going on and on about the history of Y Quartet, let's get back to the last painting by Chen Mei. And this is the market scene from Sri Lanka. So I've picked out, it was very easy for me to come up with this piece because this piece, the next piece that we're going to play, was written specifically as a tribute to the colorful nature, the rainbow nature of global culture. So the piece is aptly titled Rondo for the Merriment of Mankind, which implies, everybody's basically having a good time, having a party. Because we want to end this segment here with a joyous mood, so that you guys can go home and go back to your daily life and perhaps spread some joy and love also to the people around you. So on that note, thank you so much for being a kind audience, and here is Rondo for the Merriment of Mankind. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Please give it up for David on violin, Rachel, Wenbin on cello. My name is Kailin. We are the Y Quartet. Thank you for joining us.
We give another huge round of applause to the incredible Y Quartet.